Ask the Doctor with Michael Lange begins in 30 seconds. Ask the Doctor with Michael Lange begins in 10 seconds.
When it comes to your health, are you seeing the check engine light come on more than normal? It's time to get under the hood. It's time for Ask the Doctor with Dr. Michael Lange. Sponsored by Lange Eye Institute and Fortified Vitamins. Dr. Lange is a board-certified optometric physician and certified nutrition specialist, helping people see and feel better through proper nutrition for 25 years. The doctor is in. Call now with your questions at 877-969-8600. That's 877-969-8600. Here's your host, Dr. Michael Lange.
Okay, good morning and welcome to Ask the Doctor. I'm your host, Dr. Michael Lange of the Lange Eye Institute and Fortified Vitamins, here each and every morning to answer any questions you may have regarding your vision and eye care. I'm here, and usually Doc Hall is here too. And I think he's on here. I just don't see him on the guest or screen, but that's okay. We'll put him up there in just a second. Anyway, if you're new to the program, who's Dr. Lange? I'm a board-certified optometric physician. I'm also a certified nutritional specialist. And I've been hosting Ask the Doctor since April of 1993, nonstop all over the world via radio stations and social media. And a lot of you are picking me up on Instagram and Twitter and LinkedIn and YouTube and Facebook, Periscope right now, and certainly a variety of radio stations throughout the country. The call-in number, if you'd like to give us a call regarding your vision, eye care, or a nutritionally related topic, 1-877-969-8600, 1-877-969-8600. You're watching on social media. I got a huge hat on right now. It's not National Hat Day, but I was at the beach early this morning, and I'm going to the beach after this. So I've got to, protect the forehead from the harmful ultraviolet light. And it is kind of hot in this room, too, but I'll take that hat off now. Anyway, we've got a lot to talk about today. I'm going to introduce my co-host, Doc Hall. Good morning, Doc Hall. What do we got to talk about today?
Good morning, my good friend. It's a pleasure being on the air with you today on this nice, bright, sunny Florida day. And a happy Saturday to all of our listeners, of course. Had a busy week this week, both you and I did, in and out of the offices, the labs, and everything, getting things ready. Plus, we wrote some really good articles, I think, just my opinion, of course, on several subjects. You had authored one on eye fatigue, eye strain, and like that, everything that happens with we're using all these screens every day and this and that, how you can combat that like that. I even learned from it. I mean, I've always battled that because of how much research time that, well, both you and I put in on the screen. So we have to protect our eyes, and everybody else does too. I wrote an article about motivation. I think everybody will like motivation in just your overall life. Not just diet, nutrition, and like that, but some little points there that might help you stay motivated and keep going forward, keep making the press forward. And then another one that I wrote just the other day, and it's up, I believe, already. If not, it will be this weekend. And it's on the importance of breakfast. Dr. Lange and I hear this all the time. Breakfast, do I really need it? Is it really the most important meal of the day? Well, take a little peek on there, and I think that'll show you a couple things. Our subjects today that we're going to bounce around on are collagen and protein, the difference between the two, why your body can benefit from taking both, and a couple other assorted subjects. And, of course, our callers, the most important part of the show. So stay tuned, folks. We have a real good packed show for you. And back to you, Dr. Lange.
Outstanding. So before we start taking any calls, I just want to mention the deal of the day. A lot of you listen to this show because we usually give an incredible deal. So we've got a new deal right now that is going to give you the power of collagen and the power of whey protein, not to mention branched chain amino acids, verisol, astaxanthin, D-ribose, creatine. So combines all of this into what we call the performance stacking bundle, all right? And the performance stacking bundle is $56, folks. That would be basically almost $100, and you're getting it for $56 plus free shipping. So that's basically 50% off. And so that's a crazy deal. And I call this bundle the ultimate in anti-aging and total body wellness. And we're going to talk about this in more detail. But remember, this package helps your ligaments, your tendons, your joints, your skin, your intestines, and your muscles at any age. You can be 12, you can be 100, and you can take it. And we developed this so that my family can take it, and my patients, who I call my family, can take it as well. There isn't anything like it on the planet right now. When you combine the Fortify Fit that I'm holding up, all right, with the super protein post-workout, all right, the two of those, you're getting a combination that works synergistically together that has the collagen and the whey, and it's just amazing what it can do for you. And it's only $56. That's a deal with free shipping at fortify.com. That's FORTIFEYE. Remember, it's a play on words since I'm an eye doctor. Fortify.com. And the phone number for Fortify Vitamins. And I will be at the Fortify Nutrition Center today for about an hour before I head over to the beach. I'll get there probably a little early this time. I'll get there about 11, and I'll be there till 12, maybe 12:30. And that's right there on McMullen Booth Road in Clearwater, right outside of Safety Harbor. But the phone number for Fortify Vitamins and the Nutrition Center there is 866-503-9746. That's 866-503-9746. But remember, go to fortify.com, check out the Performance Stacking Bundle for anybody at any age, especially my patients that are over 70 and 80 years of age. You're developing what we call sarcopenia. That's muscle wasting. Your muscles are atrophying. They're getting wrinkly or you're getting weaker. This can help. I've seen it help dramatically for you bodybuilders, you power lifters, pro athletes, amateur athletes, young athletes. This can benefit you. Performance Stacking Bundle. Check it out on the website. And remember, free shipping for everything on fortify.com. All right, we got a lot to talk about. We're getting loaded up. Let's go to the phones. I bet everybody knows who the first caller is. Bob, good morning.
Good morning. I hope this is going to be a fruitful conversation. The mothership is trying very hard to take me out of this morning's conversation. Dr. Lange and Doc Hall, multiple questions here. I'm going to go back to one I've been kind of beating on for the last couple of weeks, and that's zinc. I know vitamin C is water soluble. You can't take too much. Whatever your body doesn't need is going to excrete. Contrary, though, there's vitamin D, oil-based, and you can overload. What about zinc? Can you overload on zinc?
Absolutely. Zinc can be very dangerous, Bob. I'm talking very dangerous, okay? And so we need to be very careful. And if you've heard me on this program for years now, most nutritional gurus would agree with this, that you should never take more than 40 milligrams of zinc at one time. Probably 40 milligrams of zinc on a daily ratio is adequate, all right? Now, obviously, if you're 500 pounds, you can probably take more. But for anybody 200 pounds or less, do not take more than 40 milligrams of zinc. Stay away from zinc oxide. Same thing. Stay away from magnesium oxide. Anything that says oxide, stay away from it. The other forms of zinc are much safer, much more bioavailable, less harsh on the stomach. So I like zinc monomethathione or OptiZinc. I like zinc glycinate, zinc citrate, zinc chelated zinc, just about any zinc but zinc oxide. But remember, when you go over 40 milligrams of zinc, you got to take copper with it, so you don't get a copper deficiency. And really, nobody knows the exact ratio. We think like 45 milligrams of zinc, you need to take 1 milligram of copper. If you get up to 80 milligrams of zinc, you need to take 2 milligrams of copper. But here's the problem. too much zinc is associated in men with prostate issues, all right? Everybody, urinary tract infections, all right? Neurodegeneration, too much zinc, kidney problems. There's a whole host of other things that can cause accelerated macular degeneration based on your DNA. And if you used to tune into the show years ago, we used to talk about checking your DNA, and we used to do that at the Lange Eye Institute in the villages all the time. We'd swab the inside of your cheek out and would determine based on your alleles or your particular SNPs of DNA if zinc was bad or zinc was good. That's when I developed the first in the country zinc-free macular degeneration vitamin years ago based on this DNA testing. And still that DNA testing is available, and some ophthalmologists and optometrists are doing it now. And if they check and it shows that DNA, you basically have a negative aversion to zinc, you would want to go on our zinc-free macular defense formula. But remember, even our regular macular defense formula only has 40 milligrams of zinc. And our AREDS 2-based formula, which is called Advanced Retinavite or Retina formula, has only 30 milligrams of zinc. And you don't have to put copper in with that. Now, I see it all over the internet. People that are selling AREDS 2 type formulas. Remember, AREDS 2 original formula had 80 milligrams of zinc and 2 milligrams of copper. Well, all this hoopla about the negativity for zinc now shows that a lot of these companies that didn't think it out, that don't have Doc Hall on the staff to help figure it out, are just willy-nilly putting it together. They're taking the 80 milligrams of zinc out and taking it down to 0 or 20 milligrams, but still doing 2 milligrams of copper. And that creates a worse problem than a zinc deficiency. A copper overload can cause horrendous problems, all right? So stay 40 milligrams or less with no copper, and you'll be fine.
We got there for a while. I didn't hear the last 2 minutes of that, but
okay. I think Bob, I might have lost you. The aliens got you. Yeah, Bob must be on a cell phone. He's lost in space someplace. Doc and Doc Hall, you were just mentioning last show how you had a patient came in and was taking a multivitamin, taking a prostate formula, taking a wellness formula, taking an immune boosting formula, plus taking an eye vitamin. It was taking like over 200 milligrams of zinc. And then you wonder why some of these people have some horrendous health issues. They go to their doctor, and sometimes the doctor doesn't understand what's going on from a nutritional standpoint. And, this is the beginning of their death. A lot of people are overdoing their vitamins. Isn't that correct, Doc Hall?
Absolutely. I see it every single day. I'm amazed sometimes. The amount of vitamins that come in. When I do a consultation, I require that the patient or the customer or the client bring in all of their vitamins, not just a list of them. I want to see what they're taking and what dosage and like that. I'm amazed sometimes because people just get hooked in and they buy a formula like a hair, skin, and nails formula or something like that covers a multitude of different things. And you have to be careful. You have to look at that. And you mentioned earlier, and I'm very proud of this fact that how we research our formulas, and we are actually in the lab, and we're mixing this and mixing that. We're reformulating things. And a lot of companies, quite honestly, Dr. Lange, as you well know, they just don't do that. They throw something together, like you mentioned there. Well, they took the zinc out, but they left all the other stuff in there with it, which makes absolutely no sense at all. And so you have to be careful. And anytime that you would like for me to check your vitamins and check the dosages on them for you and stuff, you can certainly call me. I have a direct line that comes right to my desk. We can set up an appointment for you, and it's a no-cost appointment to you. No cost at all. There's no hooks. There's nothing to it. We would like for you to, of course, to buy our vitamins, buy our supplements, because we know what works best, and that's what we're used to using. And but you can call me anytime, 352-353-2206, and that's Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, and I will answer the phone. Nothing about sales or anything like that. It comes direct to me, and if you have questions too, just give me a call. I'd be glad to help you. But folks, be careful. Look over your vitamins and see what you're taking and compare. And if it gets a little bit too much for you, too much confusion and like that, bring them to me. Let me look over them, and in just a matter of minutes, I can set you up on your program. and if it's good for you and like that, and I don't care if it's somebody else's product or not, I'm going to tell you, no, this is fine, take it. And if it's going to hurt you or going to be a negative for your body, then absolutely not. But back to you, Dr. Lang.
Yep, and Doc Hall is at the Lange Nutrition Center in Ocala, Florida, right there across from the Paddock Ball, large 2-story building. You can't miss it. It says Lange Nutrition Center on it. You go up the elevator, first door on the right. Doc Hall is there. He's a PhD in clinical nutrition, certified sports nutrition specialist, a guru in the sports nutrition industry. And he's going to be with me at the Fortify booth at the International Society of Sports Nutrition coming up in St. Pete in a few weeks. And he's going to be with me at the Vision Expo booth over in Orlando for the largest eye care conference in the world next weekend, I think, or the following weekend. So we got a lot going on, but you can see Doc Hall at the Lange Nutrition Center for a free consultation, or you can go in and buy your vitamins there at the Lange Nutrition Center in Ocala. All of the Fortify vitamins are available there. All right, I want to mention, somebody asked me, where can you see me as a doctor here on social media? Well, the Lange Eye Institute. I see patients at the Lange Eye Institute Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Dr. Chris Costello, who's amazing, is there Monday through Friday. Dr. Lori Caputi is there Monday through Friday. The Lange Eye Institute is in the Villages, Florida. It's right there on the corner of 466 and County Road 101, across from Publix, next door to CVS, or Walgreens, whatever that is. You can't miss this. It's a large plantation-style building, close to 30,000 square feet. You know, this is a privately owned Lange Eye Institute, owned by me. I have no partners, no associate. Well, I have many associates, but no partners. So the buck stops with me. If you have a problem, it's not a large corporation. Most eye care centers now are either corporately owned or commercially owned, or they're large practices that have 20 partners. The big optometry groups or the big ophthalmology groups, they have 15, 20 partners, so they're always ticked off because they have so many partners. And you can't get anything done through these corporations and these practices that are commercialized these days, because there's 1,500 different people you got to go through to get anything done. So once again, support your locally owned eye care centers. You know, I'm pushing that for the chamber, right? So there are still some optometrists and ophthalmologists that privately own their own practice. They haven't sold out to the commercial chains. Remember, I sold out to a big corporation, but I kept the Lange Eye Institute. So you get one-on-one personalized care. And we've been lucky enough to have a state-of-the-art facility. We've got 15 examination rooms. How many places have 15 examination rooms? So that keeps us running on time. 2 visual field rooms, 3 retinal photography rooms, 1 slit light retinal camera, 2 OCT rooms, electroretinograms, visually evoked potentials, corneal topography, dark adaptation, IOL masters, B scans. I mean, we've got every technology known to man. So you get the most advanced eye care possible. We can take care of just about everything at the Lange Eye Institute. And certainly we refer anything out we can't take care of. And we have Dr. Tolentino's upstairs in the Lange Eye Institute. He's a world-renowned retina specialist, takes care of most retina problems. So everything at the Lange Eye Institute. Remember, buck stops with me. We have an amazing staff of opticians and technicians and scribes and front desk and billing and lab people. We got a great team. I got to tell you, when I had 13 locations, it was hard to get a great team in every location. Sometimes, you know, somebody would come in an interview and, you know, you would have to take them because you needed somebody. But now with one location, you know, I picked the cream of the crop, and we got a great team. Everybody on the team at the Lange Eye Institute is phenomenal. So if you'd like to see any of our doctors at the Lange Eye Institute in the Villages, call 753-4014. That's 352-753-4014. You can learn more at drmichaellange.com. drmichaellange.com goes to any of our other websites and businesses. You can go to our social media, our podcasts, our videos. You can ask me a question and ask the doctor. You can actually see some of my racing videos. It takes you to my racing website. And hopefully soon we start back to GT racing. All right, phone lines are open. 1-877-969-8600. 1-877-969-8600. You're listening to Ask the Doctors this morning. It's Dr. Hall and myself, Dr. Lang, to answer any and all questions. Now, a lot of you that listening, we got a lot of men that listen and a lot of women, a lot of young and a lot of old that listen to this show. And a lot of you are starting to get older, all right, and losing that strength and starting to have joint pain, right? Your back hurt, your knee hurt, your hips hurt, old injuries, right? And you're losing strength. Well, we got something that will help you. And Doc Hall is going to expand on this in a minute. But first of all, collagen protein versus whey protein. Remember, whey protein is a complete protein. It has all the essential amino acids. That's 9 essential amino acids. It has the 3 branch chain amino acids in it. Whey protein boosts your muscle synthesis, increases muscle recovery. It is great for making lean muscle mass, helps you reduce fat, and gets you in really good shape. It also stimulates your immune system. We've got 4 different whey proteins, Fortify Super Protein and our new whey protein isolate that's going to come in a 60-bag serving soon. So we've talked about whey protein a lot on this program, but we haven't talked as much about collagen. Now, collagen protein has 19 amino acids. Whey protein has 20 amino acids. Whey is a complete protein. Collagen is almost a complete protein, but it has 19. It's missing 1 amino acid, and so therefore it doesn't have 9 essential. It has 8 essential amino acids in it, all right? But the big thing that's different from collagen protein and whey protein is 4 amino acids are much higher in collagen. That's proline, glycine, hydroxyproline, and arginine. Much higher levels. So that helps your gut, your ligaments, your tendons, your joints, your skin, your hair, and your nails. So it makes you feel better, it makes you move better, but it makes you look better. So it makes sense when you combine the whey protein with the collagen protein, it's the double whammy fighting aging, making you feel better, making you look better. There isn't anything better. And you vegetarians out there, I would highly recommend taking this combination because we're offering a great deal. It's called the Performance Bundle, Performance Stacking Bundle. It's only $56 and it's free shipping. And we're running that for probably the whole year. That would be over $100, well over $100 if we didn't offer this bundle. So it's almost 50% off. So take a look at it. Everybody at any age can do that. It works. Remember, the collagen out there, there's 28 different types of collagen. We utilize type 1, type 2, and type 3. Type 1 and type 3 are amazing for the skin, ligaments, tendons, gut, hair, nails. Type 2 is more for the joints and osteoarthritic patients and to decrease pain. So the most common is type 1 and type 3. So the gist of this story is you take your Fortify Fit, which everybody's taking now, and you combine it with one of our proteins and start doing it and let us know how you're doing. Also, many people are losing a lot of weight. They're building muscle and losing weight at the same time. Now, think about it. When you lose a lot of weight, you become very wrinkly. So you got to build muscle at the same time. And I'm going to let Doc Hall chime in and talk a little bit about this.
Absolutely, Dr. Lange. As most of our listeners know, I've been involved in bodybuilding on various levels for really most of my life. And so collagen protein and regular protein, like whey protein and like that, have been part of my life for just about forever. And I like to put out there too that both you and I are involved in sarcopenia studies and research, and because we're battling the aging process. And I noticed years and years ago how people were pretty much wasting away. I noticed people that were once a certain size, now their legs and their behind was vanishing, and I couldn't understand why. And so you and I started researching and like that. And so sarcopenia is one of those things where it's muscle wasting. And when that happens, folks, what happens to our bodies is we lose strength. And as we get older, we need that strength for stability and balance and making sure that we don't fall. That's where we get the major of our seniors, or as I call them, our masters area. That's where they have the biggest rate of hospitalizations, are falls and slip and falls and hip problems and like that. And so we can stave that off with a little bit of a proper diet, some supplementation and like that, and leave keep sarcopenia at bay. And the collagen does that along with the protein And as Dr. Lang said, we have the best one, I call it the 1-2 punch. And it's our fit formula and our whey protein. And folks, you mix those two together. Of course, you can take it separately if you like, but you mix those two together, you have the 1-2 punch for strength and muscle. As I pinned it many, many years ago, muscle integrity. And that means the muscle size, shape, strength, the whole thing that comprises your muscle. And it's easy to do. I do it every morning and sometimes in the afternoon at the office or the lab. I make up a little shake of both fit and protein. And of course, with working out, I use our fit as our pre and post workout, as does Dr. Lang, as does his mom. I talked to my mom early this morning, and she was having her fit drink this morning with a little bit of protein added with it. So, folks, it's real easy to do, and you'll see a difference. You know, Dr. Lang and I, we love everybody out there, and we're trying to do our best for you. And all we ask is, you be consistent with these type of supplements. You'll see a good result.
Absolutely. Great. Now we're getting loaded up. Let's go to the phones. We're going to, I think, Debbie in St. Pete. Debbie, good morning. Thanks for holding.
Hey, good morning. I think I could be your poster child for lycopenia.
Awesome.
Well, not so much. I used to be an athlete. I'm 64, and I've been breaking bones. Wind blows me over. I'm low weight. I have a good diet, but the doctors keep saying, why do you keep bones?
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
I don't know. And muscle loss. Well, I joined a gym. I had a trainer trying to build up muscle strength. COVID hit. That went away. So your sports stacking bundle, you keep talking about athletes using it. I'm not an athlete. I cannot be one anymore.
Right. So that's a great question. My 93-year-old mom and Dr. Hall's 93-year-old mom's on it as well. The lion's share of my patients are over 75 years old. They're taking it. So we developed it originally for athletes, but then we started seeing the biggest hit for this is you. People that, as we age, and I'm right behind you, we're starting to find we don't have the muscle strength. We don't have the muscle mass that we had when we were younger, okay? When we were younger,
Right.
You could just have your bacon and eggs and a can of SpaghettiOs, and you could build muscle and you didn't have fat. Now it's a different thing. Now, as we get older, we have to be in tune with nutrition that much more. And our typical foods that we're eating may not be enough for you, okay? So I have many patients that are much older than you that are building muscle and strength now when they get on this combination. It's called Performance Stacking Bundle, all right? It's our Fortify Fit combined, and then you get to pick either flavor on the Fortify Fit, the strawberry watermelon or the punch. And then on the whey protein, you get to pick either the naked protein, that's nothing but pure protein, the isolate, which is unflavored, but it has lecithin, so you can shake it up instead of blend it, or our chocolate or our vanilla. And these proteins are not like the typical proteins that you buy at, I'm not going to mention any names, but, the typical vitamin stores, because most of those, I hate to say it, come from China because it's very inexpensive. They're feedlot cows fed a lot of genetically modified food, hormones, and antibiotics. These come from either New Zealand, our super protein, or America. They're grass-fed all year round, and they're what we call non-denatured. That's a big issue. When you look for protein, make sure it says grass-fed, non-denatured, and tells you where the cows come from. You won't find anything like that. So non-denatured means the amino acid and delicate peptides haven't been destroyed with heat and acid. So we only heat the milk up to 72 degrees for 15 seconds. Everybody else, I should say almost everybody else, heats up the milk over 200 degrees for over 30 minutes, destroying these delicate peptides and amino acids, rendering them not useless, but not as bioavailable as they should be. So when you take the combination of our fit and our protein, especially after workout. So what I would recommend, Debbie, you take a scoop of our Fortify Fit before you work out, before you go on a walk, before you swim, before you ride your bike. Then after you work out, whatever it is, even playing golf, take another scoop of the Fit and combine one of the proteins and shake them together. And that way you're getting all the things we talked about. And right now it's $56 for the bundle with free shipping. So you can't beat that. Just our fit alone, if anybody developed our fit alone and it was sold at the typical stores, it would be over $200. I promise you. Okay. And it works. So all you got to do is try it. And, anything you get from us, if you don't like it, we give you your money back or we credit it. We're in it to help you. Doc and Hall want to help people. It's not about making a 6 to 10, 12 time markup. Most of our stuff, we barely double the price. And so when we give you a bundle deal, I'm not always going to offer this bundle because I got to make money one day. But the bundle price is going to go on for the rest of this year. I can assure you there, because I want to get everybody on this. You still there, Debbie? Oh, I lost Debbie. All right. So hopefully that helps you out, Debbie. And that was a great call. You don't have to worry. 64 is still very young. You can totally change your future. I mean, you can turn your body into an anti-aging, muscle-building badass, if I can say that on the radio. All right. Let's go back. Let's go back to the phones, Doc. Let's see Linda in Ocala. Linda, good morning.
Good morning. Listen to the recorder on the telephone. It's on and off. It comes on and off. So I think it's on your end, maybe. Anyhow, I called about the zinc oxide. There's a well-known manufacturer that's putting their AREDS 2 formula out. It has zinc, the 80 milligrams if you take 2 a day. But in the ingredients, it says zinc oxide. That's not good, right?
I personally don't think it's good, and I know who you're talking about. It's a very inexpensive form of zinc.
You can buy it at Publix or anywhere, yeah.
Right, it's a very inexpensive form of zinc. And then based on the DNA, so everybody's not being DNA tested, but we were involved in some DNA studies years ago where we saw that a relatively high percentage of the patients that had macular degeneration, their DNA showed them they would do better with much less zinc. So 40 milligrams or less with no copper. So on that formula, it's good to talk to your optometrist or ophthalmologist about it, but I would probably take 1 a day instead of 2 a day, or go to an AREDS 2 formula that still has all the AREDS 2 nutrients, but has less zinc, all right? There were 3 arms of the AREDS 2 study, and people don't realize this. And those arms not only had 80 milligrams of zinc, one had 40 milligrams, and one had, I think, 25 milligrams. And the ones that had the lower amounts of zinc still had the benefits without the potential negative side effects. So that's why I enjoy doing this show, educating the public, okay? All right. And I think we're going to go to the next caller in just a minute. We might be having a little technical difficulty, but not bad. If you got a question, give us a call at 1-877-969-8600. 1-877-969-8600. Today's show is about trying to impress upon the importance of all of you people out there that are aging, that you can age more gracefully than you are currently aging. And Doc Hall and I have put this in effort. I mean, I am, not to brag, but I've built my strength up to that I was when I was 25 years old. And I'm 59 now. I can bike as far as any 25-year-old. I can work out in the gym as any 25-year-old. I know that. My son's 25. And so it can be accomplished through proper diet. There's a lot of diets out there. Most of those diets don't work, all right? Most of those diets make you become nutritionally and antioxidant compromised. So check out the one that I made for all of you. It's called Lange Survival Diet. Just Google it, Lange Survival Diet. You can learn about it at drmichaellange.com. Go to the blog. This takes all the negative foods out of your life, so it helps you detoxify. That's why I call it the survival diet. It takes all sorts of foods out that you had no idea was bad for you, like rice. A lot of people eat rice. They think it's great for them. It's high in arsenic. Arsenic ain't good for you, no matter what anybody said. So that's just one tidbit of information. So when you get on the Lange Survival Diet and you take something like our Fortify Performance Stacking Bundle and you go into the gym or do some sort of exercise, it can just be walking around the block. It can be some bands, rubber bands that you do. It could be the gym. It could be swimming. So you combine all that, you will see an improvement. You will become healthier. I guarantee. And that's my New Orleans coon-ass accent coming out. All right, I think we got a lot of people have been watching me during this show. I've been putting up some before and after pictures of a good friend of mine named Tony, and everybody knows Tony because he calls in every now and then. Tony started out at 520 pounds on his Fortify Fit Revolution about 4 months ago, maybe 5 months ago. He'll tell us exactly how long ago. 510 pounds, somewhere around there. And I was showing you the before and after pictures. He has lost almost 100 pounds, folks. He is doing amazing. He is looking great. But we got Tony on hold. Let's go to Tony and Dunellen. Tony, good morning. Welcome to the program.
Hey, good morning, Dr. Lange, Dr. Hall. How you guys doing today?
Great.
Good morning, Tony.
So, yeah, the 510 is actually the right number at the starting weight on January 27th of 2021. I couldn't take it anymore. I couldn't breathe and walk. My feet were swollen all the time, even with the compression socks. And, I talked to you about it, and you said that, being diabetic, you wanted me to try the Fortify Fit. You actually gave me the first container for free after my eye visit and said, hey, just let me know how this works for you. So I started taking it. And then actually I didn't take it. It sat in my counter for about 4 months. And then I said, you know what? This is enough. I can't deal. I hit the motivation point where I just couldn't take it anymore. So I said, you know what? I told my wife, I said, I'm going to start taking that Fortify Fit shake. And I advised, I conferred with you to see, what I should do and this and that. And you gave me a really easy routine. The first 30 days, I did zero exercise. Zero. Just the Fortify Fit shake. And it was only one shake a day for the first 30 days. And I lost 40 pounds. And then it slowed down a little bit, but then I started combining exercise, the Lange survival diet. I tailored my intake. I reduced the amount of food that I was eating. The days of 2 to 3 plates of food or going to the buffets, those were over. So, and I knew it was time. So I started taking the Fortify Fit twice a day, and I started dropping weight, 40 in the first 30 days. And that was great. Now it is 2 days shy of exactly 4 months. And I didn't even talk to you about this last night, but before we went out to the concert in Ocala, I got on the scale and I was 426.6.
Awesome. And Tony is actually building muscle as well. I was just showing you a lot of pictures of Tony, and one of them was in his tank top. So he's not just losing weight; he's building muscle, and muscle weighs more than fat. Did we lose Tony? I think we probably lost Tony. Tony, you can call back, and we'll get. Yeah. Hello.
Oh, it's Doc.
Yep.
If I can just chime in just for a second. First of all, Tony, very, very proud of you, my friend. We're you, I, Dr. Lange, and the rest of the gang here. We, as I always say, we talk the talk, but we do walk the walk. And I just want to say how amazing that is. And folks, anyone can do it. You just have to be motivated a little bit and just walk that path. I mean, Dr. Lange, you've lost what now, like 40 pounds?
Right, 40 pounds. Yeah.
And I've been on that same program. You and I are motivating each other every single day. And I didn't even share this with you quite yet, and I wanted to do it on the air, is I'm considering, and I haven't been on the stage in, oh my gosh, a couple of decades, but I may return back to competitive bodybuilding or do some guest posing at some contests coming up. I'm getting in that good a shape. And it's amazing. I amaze myself, and it's not an ego thing, not at all. But, we're just doing the right things and we're staying consistent, and that's the best. That's the best.
Right. And we're all medication free, no
That's
drugs, no
That's right.
surgery. And we're going to get Tony to be medication free. His diabetic medication has been cut 70%. All right. And mark my words, Tony's going to be off his medication one day. All right, we're going back to the phones. We're getting loaded up. Let's see. We've got, I think, Robert in Sarasota. Robert, thanks for holding. Good morning.
question about magnesium.
Okay.
Let me get you off speakerphone. Give me 1 sec here.
Sure.
Okay. I'm magnesium deficient to the point where every time I go to the doctor, they take my blood, and my magnesium is so low. I was just in the hospital, and they gave me 2 bags.
Wow.
Of magnesium. My doctor tells me to take 400 milligrams pills. From the Sprouts or wherever you get magnesium a day.
Right.
Okay, I keep falling over.
Let me ask you this: are you getting the runs? Yeah. You're taking 400 milligrams. How many times a day?
4.
Yeah, so 1,600 milligrams. Do you get the runs, diarrhea at all?
Yes.
Right. Do they know why you're magnesium deficient?
No. It seems to be that they just tell me I am, and I'm like, I don't know where it goes. I used to be a heavy drinker, but I don't drink anymore, and so my diet's bananas, strawberries, the good stuff. Occasionally a bacon sandwich, but I was just wondering if there's a correlation between me falling over, and I fall. I'm not kidding when I fall.
Well, let me ask you this.
I go down.
So, Robert, let me ask you this. Do you have any heart problems, heart arrhythmias, heart palpitations?
Yeah, I have. I'm on heart medication.
Right. So you might have something like arrhythmia, like atrial fibrillation or something like that?
Yes.
Right.
Yes, but I go regularly to the doctor to get that checked.
Right. So, yeah, because magnesium deficiency can really throw your whole heart rhythm off. You might want to actually consider eating a bunch of sprouted seeds, okay? And maybe nuts that have been soaked. But sprouted sunflower seeds and pumpkin seeds are very high in magnesium. I would recommend following your doctor's advice. I would not be taking magnesium oxide, right? Any other form of magnesium, but not magnesium oxide. And, I've got some information. It'd be hard to get into that right now, but some potential causes for this. If you want to write my email down, it is iDude92. It's EYEI, so EYEDUDE 92 at iCloud.com. That's the letter I, cloud.com. Shoot me an email. Say, hey, this is Robert. I talked to you about the magnesium. Just briefly mention your question again, and I'm going to link you up with a lot of good information, okay? All right, I think we lost Robert. Yep. So remember, anybody else there, iDude92. That's EYEDUDE 92 at iCloud.com. Also, somebody asked for the phone number for Fortify Vitamins and for the Lange Eye Institute on social media. So the phone number for the Lange Eye Institute is 352-753-4014. That's 352-753-4014. Remember, we take just about every insurance. And that's located in the Villages, just a hop, skip, and a jump from wherever you are. Lange Eye Institute, one of the most advanced eye care centers in the area. And Dr. Chris Costello is an amazing doctor. Dr. Lori Costello, Dr. Lori Caputi, also both amazing associates. And the Fortify phone number is 866-503-9746. Fortify Vitamins, 866-503-9746. Remember, go to fortify.com. Check out the performance stacking bundle we have been talking about. If you want to lose weight, if you want to gain muscle, you want to lose cellulite, or you want to improve ligament and tendon and skin health, I call it wellness, total body wellness. Remember, it's only $56 and free shipping. All right, we're going back to the phones. We're getting loaded up. We got a few people on hold. Let's go to Steve in Clearwater. Steve, thanks for holding. Good morning, my friend.
Yeah, the gentleman has problem with magnesium. The reason milk of magnesia is made as a laxative is because it's unabsorbable. Mm-hmm. That's the reason they use milk of magnesia. It's magnesium oxide because it stays in the colon, it pulls water into the colon, and it makes you get the runs. So why do you have a magnesium supplement in a form of magnesium that is made to be unabsorbable? if you take magnesium acetate or magnesium chloride or something, it'll go in. I bet you he's taking magnesium oxide and it's not going in at all.
Right, that could be. And so we want to stay away from that magnesium oxide. Any other form is much better than magnesium oxide.
Well, what you can do, if you take some magnesium, milk of magnesia, 1 teaspoon is equal to 400 milligrams of magnesium, and you mix it with some vinegar, you get magnesium acetate. It goes from cloudy to clear, and it will be absorbed almost completely.
Wow.
And it's and I don't know. It's just I can't understand why they would make a magnesium supplement out of a substance that they make another product that they know that it's good because it doesn't absorb. It's crazy.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it's absolutely nuts. Also, one more thing. I would be interested, not this week, but maybe next week. I'd really like to know what that gene does that you're looking at, that makes you more sensitive to the zinc.
Mm-hmm.
What change in the metabolism in the zinc causes that difference? In other words,
okay, we will talk more about that. I think I lost Steve. We'll talk more about that possibly next week or the following week. Remember, we got a few conferences Doc Hall and I going to. Hey, Doc, so you are available at the Lange Nutrition Center in Ocala Monday through Friday, about 9 till 5, for free nutritional consultations. And I know a lot of people are taking advantage of it. But tell people that they don't have to have a whole consultation. They could just come in and pick your brain. And they could pick your brain in 5 minutes, right?
Absolutely. There's not much brain to pick there, so 5 minutes is the maximum. But no, I'll tell you, Dr. Lange, what I did is beside installing the direct line to me in my office, is right there in the store, the dividing counter there between the two. I put up bar stools or counter stools there. And I invite people to come in. You have questions, come in, take a seat. And I'm standing right there in front of you. Ask away. And that's what it's all about. I even joke. I said, when folks are in the store, I may be talking to someone else. Keep your ears open because you're going to learn something. And people have even commented about that they just like hanging out because they're going to learn something. But it's a real good experience all the way around. And where else you're going to go for a free consultation anymore for anything, and have it be on the level that you and I demand of ourselves. And so all you have to do is give a call, and we'll set up an appointment. Or if you have questions, you're in the area, you want to come in and buy some vitamins, or you just have a question, just walk in. Very easy parking at our place, and elevator or stairs. You come right up. There I am. And, I welcome that very much. And so come by and see me anytime.
Awesome. And before we get off the air, I want to mention a few things. A lot of you have been coming into the Lange Eye Institute and having consultations for a new drop that's called an eye lift drop. It's called Upneek. Folks, this is amazing. If you've got baggy eyelids, I don't care what your age is, or hooding, it's called dermatochalasis or blepharochalasis, you can go to your local optometrist or local ophthalmologist, ask for a prescription for Upneek. Upneek, you put the drop in. 15 to 20 minutes later after putting this drop in, it energizes the muscles in the lid, and your lids go up an average of 35%. So not only is it functional, it improves the functional ability of your vision, but cosmetically, you look a little bit younger. So Upneek does work. You can come to Lange Eye Institute. We can see if you're a candidate for it, give you a prescription, get it sent out to you. It's amazing. Also, there's another new eye drop that you can actually get on Fortify.com called Optase. So we've talked about a lot of artificial tears on this program that are good. Oasis Tears Plus, a great lubricant. Fresh Coat, a great lubricant. Retain, a great lubricant. Those are 3 that I like, but Optase, I might even like better. It's got 300 drops in this dropper bottle. Has a little bit more hyaluronic acid than the next best one on the market. And the patients that have been using it claim it tends to last a lot longer. Then you rub this drop in the tissue around your eye instead of blotting it with a tissue. The hyaluronic acid that's in it can conceivably hydrate those fine lines and wrinkles or crow's feet. So it's called Optase. You can get it on our website, at fortify.com. Remember, check out our great deal today. We're going to run it till year end. It's the Fortify Performance Stacking Bundle. It comes with our Fortify Fit, any flavor you get to pick, and one of our Fortify Super Proteins or a Fortify Grass-Fed Isolate. You get to pick. It's $56. No charge for shipping. So if you want to build muscle, improve skin health, help your tendons, ligaments, and joints and intestines, look better, feel better, check it out. Fortify Performance Stacking Bundle. All right, at fortify.com. With that, I only got about 10 seconds. I want to thank everybody for tuning in, listening to Ask the Doctor. We'll be back next week for another great show. Get out, get some exercise and some sunshine. I'm out of here. Have a great day, and God bless you. God bless America.